able to ground this current through what we know and being able to apply that wisdom. So the more that we work with these beings, and then as well we do these things, we do what we need to, and we infuse these energies together, we are becoming Lucifer, we are becoming Shiva, and we're adding to that collective of energies, and it's changing as we change. As well, that's the contracts that they have with us. That's the covenant they've signed with us. They're actually there trying to push us forward and help us to grow and raise our vibration. A lot of people talk about how Lucifer is the internet, or Lucifer helped to, create the channelings that brought about the internet, but that's what's bringing all of us together, so that as well we can commune with each other and we can give these messages. We can help each other rise. Like just as I try to, in my daily life, I try to strive to be as not exactly Luciferian, but I try to be as Lucifer as I can. I try to be as the light and as well the balanced darkness as I can. I try to be the liberator. I try to liberate those around me. I try to make sure that I am uplifting and positive, and although I might have my slip-ups at times, I make sure to try to bring it back to that. And that's what these beings are all trying to show us, that we can be the highest form of ourself. And as we work with them, all they're doing is removing these attachments, these tethers that actually hold us to who we were and the same state of being. I'm not saying you'll lose your memories when you work with him or something, but actually I'm saying that he awakens more of what you were, more of what you are, because in any moment we're holding ourselves down with our own gnosis. We're holding ourselves down with what we think we know, with our ego, with what we keep telling ourselves. But the moment that we actually pull back a little bit and we start to, instead of just speak to the universe, we start to listen, that is when we start to hear the messages from the ancients, and from as well our higher self. Didn't think it'd go in that direction, but it did. Leading from all that into this, I wanted to talk about a trip that I had when I went to Sedona, two trips. I went to Sedona with some friends, and we went there for, I went there for a few things, on my own and stuff like that. But as well, we all went because we wanted to cultivate some gnosis within ourselves, and as well an understanding. We wanted to better understand our reality and what way it's going. And I didn't know what it would be like going into this, but the more that I let it guide me, I started to understand that I was just serving a higher purpose than even I understood, and that actually we all are. And that when we start to remove our ego, not really remove it, right, but we start to I like the word Azazel uses, when we start to dissolute our ego, we actually start to understand reality for what it is instead of what we're projecting onto it. So reality is able to speak more to us. And that's something I've really started to look at on the path, is that don't try to always speak what you want. I want money, I want a car, I hit up Bune because I want to manifest money, like, instead try to look from the highest purpose of yourself when manifesting, because when you're looking at the highest aspect of yourself, you're taking out money, you're taking out how am I going to get it, you're taking out all these things, and instead you're giving life what you desire. But as well, you can't always be, like I said, speaking. Like, sometimes you have to be receptive and doing, because sometimes we always want to speak, but when we're doing, we're put into that receptive nature where we're actually able to understand what we need, why we're doing that, and how that will lead to other things along the way. So the more that you put out what you desire, you will get what you desire. And on this trip, that's actually, I feel like that's what I did. I put out, I just want to create the greatest version of myself. I want to become a greater version of myself, and that's what I got. But with that, I didn't become that in those moments. No, it gave me a lot of things that it showed me everything I needed to work on. Because when I went out there, I was guided by a lot to go out there. It just in general, I'm someone I don't always like to go outside my comfort zone. I mean, spirituality, it's a lot easier. You just keep doing it, going with it, progressing with it, trying to integrate it. I guess like any journey, but physical journeys are different for me sometimes. I like nature, but it was like a 4-day trip, and I didn't think it would be so intense. And the more intense that it got, I started to see that that's all it's showing. It showed me what my life is. It showed me that that's how I view myself. I view myself as so intense, and I started to realize that that's what I manifest all the time, is that intensity. I manifest what I'm creating. How I feel is what I'm manifesting. It doesn't matter my words, my intentions, yes, but what matters the most is your vibration and the intention which you're putting out into the universe. Because the moment that you put it out, that's what you're saying to the universe. I want this. And a lot of us are speaking at such a low vibration, or at such a needing or wanting vibration, that we forget that we are it. That we already have all that we are, and inside of us is everything. We are the universe. But yet, everything around us makes us forget that. Whether it be corporations with trying to push you a product, whether it be this makeup or that makeup, but you're already beautiful. And when you know that on the inside, that's when everything else unfolds. And that's what life really tries to take away from you, is that you have everything within you. We don't think that we're abundant because we don't have $5 to our name, that we don't have $10 to our name. Maybe we're homeless or something. It's like, that's a joke. That's all to trick you out of your abundance. The moment someone says that to you, you feel less abundant, right? But you know in your heart that you are abundant, that you already have all that you need, and that it's unfolding, that it's awakening moment by moment. It's coming to fruition. And as long as you know that within your heart, you're already manifesting it. And as well, when you drop into your heart and you connect your heart to your third eye, to your mind, and you're thinking not from your dick, not from yo, no, but when you're not thinking from this root chakra of I need this, I need stability, when you just put it all into the universe gives back to you what you give to it. Trust the universe, trust Lucifer, trust your guides, and trust everything you're doing, because you have to know that you're on the right path, and that even if you're not, life is always constantly showing you and directing you to the right path and to what you need to do. And with this trip to Sedona, I saw that reflected a lot, because I wasn't going for Black Dragon, but a lot of it actually had to do for Black Dragon Immortalis, or Paranormal, now Immortalis. And when at the beginning of my trip, even from the car ride over, when I was just smoking weed with friends, I felt the presence of Josh. Josh Savage. I felt I f- and it's funny because he shows up in such a funny way that or in like in a, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing, and I didn't really know him, but I saw videos of him and he really inspired me as a person. And I think that's what kind of like, it's weird how like life will come to you, or comes to you not exactly how you want it, but it's like it shows you it's always looking there. It's always looking at you. Like even the things that you did in silence, when you never showed these people the good deeds that you did, Lucifer's watching, the gods are watching, or like, you know, the deities are watching and stuff like that, and they're all watching because they know what we're doing. Like Belial can fully read me. Like he knows my fears, he knows my traumas, he knows everything about me. And that's because he knows all that, he's able to guide me in this direction, he's able to guide me in that direction, and show me from a higher point of myself where I need to go. And for me, this trip was Arizona, or Sedona. And I found out, or I remembered later on, that that's actually where Josh is from. I don't know if, I'm not gonna say, but yeah, and I thought that was really cool, because what turned from just a physical trip really turned into a spiritual trip, because I don't see deities as, like, again, going back to what I said earlier, in the ritual space, or only in my brass ring or in this crystal. Like, I see deities everywhere all the time, and I might not physically see, okay, actually my clairvoyance, the clear vision, is actually kind of through the roof lately, but I don't usually physically see them per se, but I can feel their energy around me. I think that's clear sentience, whatever it is. I feel their energies around me, and for myself, actually, since having a near-death experience, Santa Muerta is always with me. And even when she's not with me, I know, like, even if I don't fully see her right there, I know she's with me. And it's funny how the more that you believe in this, the more that you go and follow your path, these things become more and more real. I think Einstein even had a quote where it's like, the more that you do, I'm butchering it, but the more that you do what you were meant to, there will be beings that will come to help you. Because that's just how the universe works. Like when you're working in love, whether it be love for a person, yeah, or love for what you do, then you're tuned into your heart. You're tuned into that exact frequency that everybody working under that everybody working for the progression of whatever it may be is those spirits who have passed are looking at it. Just like I'm a student of Reiki. There's certain ascended masters under Reiki that have passed, and because I'm working under Reiki, I'm able to use those energies. I'm able to commune with them. I'm able to talk to them, and that's a lot. That's what this journey really showed me, actually, is that these beings are always there. It doesn't matter if we believe in them, if we give them space, this or that, they're always going to be there for us. That, I feel like I'm sounding like a fucking Christian. No, but that, but, that the more you embrace your path, those energies are always going to help you to progress. And I just want to say with that, never put down your path. Always stick to it, because at least for me, there is nothing but the path. If I give this up, life is pointless. Life is boring. There's nothing. But that's also because of how far I've went on my path. And just like martial arts, just like fighting, just like any skill, the more that you embrace it, the more that you do it every day, the more and more will come to you. Just as I give, I receive. When you give out time and energy, it comes back to you. as well. That's why I like to do these videos, just so I can give my time and my energy to the people that as well need it, and that this message helps in any way, and I hope that it helps. Um, but yeah, Santa Muerta's so real that I consider death my girlfriend. um, because ever since for me a near death, at least like love and relationships have definitely been different. So I actually always see her like we go shop together, right? Like I say, hey Santa Muerta, do you want to come with me? She's like, yeah. She just manifests. She's already there. And for people who aren't, I guess, this far on the journey or haven't taken time to create these manifestations within their life, I really invite you to go and to try that. To try these manifestations, to just fully bring the deity into your life and say, hey, let's watch this movie, let's eat this chocolate together, let's have this meal together, or just um, be creative, bring your imagination into it, and go go on a date with the deity. like talk to the deities always as if they're your friend and just there. And the more that I saw it, I started to commune with that realm because I was already going into that realm. Because as well, Sedona is a very spiritual place. So I already felt the vibration of where I was going, and actually, oh my gosh, I need to smoke another bowl for this. I will be back. Okay. So from the moment that I left my friend's house, I already started to, and I'm gonna say, okay, so psychedelics were involved. I'm someone that uses psychedelics not for recreational purposes like a lot of people do, but instead, I try to really understand what reality is from them, and I try to understand the different possibilities that we can use with them, and as well connect with my ancestors. I use them for very spiritual purposes, and I let the plant guide me while I'm on it. Um, this isn't a video to endorse psychedelic usage, but if you do use it, I hope that you are using it understanding that you're going into a realm that if you haven't done the work, you are going to get eaten up. You are going to get torn apart. And that's why you should take your spiritual work serious. It's play, but as well take it serious. Because everything is actually to prepare us for death, is to prepare us for these psychedelic endeavors. Because when we're going into those realms, we are creating on a level that is aeons ahead of our time, and that like the mushroom has always been around. If you look at any culture, Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, they even Indian culture, like or Native American, and as well in India with the cow and praising it as a sacred animal because what came from it was shrooms from cow dookies. But so the more that we or so and from the amount of times that I've been into those realms and the people that I do them with, this was a very heavy call for us because it is an intelligence all on its own. Psilocybin mushrooms. They're also called magic mushrooms. Tapping into our magic on them. And this intelligence helps to awaken, helps us to heal, it helps us to awaken aspects of ourselves. When actually we are taking it, we're releasing, it's called Jing, I believe Jing energy. And it's that energy that is, it's what powers your Merkaba. It's the energy of cities or psychic abilities. So when you are using psychedelics, you're tapping into this energy and you're moving through space, you're moving through time, you're moving through everything. A lot of people want to just say that you're not you're not doing these things, and in their reality, in a sense, you're not, because they actually can't see the veil of everything that you're doing. But whatever you're getting in these trips, or even before these trips, or even if you feel a call to do these, the plant's calling you. And it's when you do these things, you're entering into those realms, you're entering into your higher self, and whatever it shows you pretty much is an interpretation of you. And that's why even hours before taking it, I was already starting to feel it. I was feeling so, I call it anxious, but there's a fighter named Saint Pierre, I think so, and he talks about before his fights, he'd get anxious, he'd get these nerves, but he did tests on it, and it actually turns out that he was getting excited before his fights. He couldn't ground his excitement. His body couldn't understand how excited he was, because he could already feel his win, because that's how good he was at what he did. For him, go look him up if you want. He's a good fighter. And in that same way, before this really fun trip, I was getting those nerves. I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay home. I wanted to keep doing what I was doing, because a part of me actually was scared. Like, it actually knew how intense this journey alone was going to be, and how intense everything that I was doing with my body as well. There's MMA involved, so I was trying to merge, or I still am trying to better myself in mind and body, and trying to merge those so that I can embrace my soul fully. And that's why I throw fighters out and warriors as a reference, is because they're people that put their life on the line every day. And I mean, every fight, and we as well, we put our life on the line every day doing anything, you could say. But a true warrior, and this is a quote by Miyamoto Musashi, a true warrior is someone that embraces death fully, that with every fight, with every training, they know, well, mostly fighting, they know that they could die in any moment, in any instant, and they rush full-heartedly into that. They don't embrace fear whatsoever. They're okay with death. You have to be okay with death. You have to actually love death and embrace death as a possibility, but as well as an opportunity and a gate in which you cross. And once you cross that gate, you understand. What is there to understand through the gate of death? It all depends on you and who you are as a person. Some gnosis for me. Death is but a gate to new life. Because when you die, and anything is death, even an ego death is death. When you thought so highly of this person, or you thought so much of this instance, and then a new instance shows you that it's better, or that your old beliefs were false. It's to shatter what you knew. And once you shatter that, then you actually understand the truth of that situation. And that's actually what the whole situation was trying to show you. And when I talk about warriors, for me, I'm no longer running from myself. I no longer have nothing to hide within myself. I'm fully putting everything to the table. I'm eradicating my fears. I'm eradicating my doubts. I'm choosing to be my true and divine self in every moment. And even if I'm not now, by saying these things, I'm gearing myself towards becoming that. And I feel like that's what matters the most, is when you're trying to become your greatest version. because every day when you put the work in, when you put the effort, and you start to see that effort little by little, it's that effort that stacks up, and then it turns into a snowball that eventually you can't not see what you're meant to become. And then every day is that vision. That's why we do these rituals, right? Is to gain these visions, to gain this clarity, so that as well we can do the work, so that we can make the effort. And I just want to say that Josh, who started Black Dragon, actually has helped me a lot along this journey, even though I didn't even know him. And that's what's making me want to put a lot more effort into these videos, into myself, into Black Dragon as a whole. And I know that the more that I progress and I know who I am, that creates a gate to allow others to become their greatest version. And that's all I want for anybody, is to become their greatest version. And I hope that this video can inspire anybody to just do what they're meant to do, whether it be magic or rituals or anything outside of that, MMA, martial arts. I want to dedicate this video right now actually to Josh. Thank you for all that you've done, because I don't think if you didn't create Black Dragon, I wouldn't have been motivated to actually want to push myself forward, because I've met a lot of people here that have helped, and not even in just Black Dragon alone, but since becoming a part of Black Dragon, that have helped me to progress and become my greatest version. And Josh, when he passed, he as well became a deity, or being known as Zayanara. And I haven't communed with Zayanara much, but I've felt both of their presence in my life. And actually, I feel that in a way where it's cool how things can be multidimensional, where even though he's Zayanara and I feel that aspect, I see them together but separate holographically and differently. And even though he's someone that's passed, he cultivated enough energy to be his own personality. And that personality is as well in Black Dragon. And by just interacting with our page and through Black Dragon as well, know that anyone that knew Josh or knows Josh, know that Josh is there. Know that Josh is with you if you knew him. And if not, he's inspiring you through these energies of Black Dragon, because he became a powerful being in his death. And even before I gave offerings to Zayanara, to Josh, to Santa Muerta, they've been teaching me things. Like, since Josh passed, it allowed us to all become stronger in the community. Whatever you're practicing, whether it be Santa Muerta or Lucifer or anything. Black Dragon.